Hello, how's it going? It's Justin McDonald here, your favorite copywriting enthusiast. And today we have a magical quote from Sir Gary Halbert, and what he said was plain and simple. And it's that you don't have to get it right, you just have to get it moving. You don't have to get it right, you just have to get it moving. This could be so many things in your life that you just haven't gotten started, or haven't gotten just right, and you have to just stop worrying about getting it right, or you haven't been able to um, create your first album or book or business, whatever it could be. But just go back to basics. Go back to when you were first learning to talk, learning to walk, going to school. On your first day of school, was everything perfect? The first time you spoke, was it perfect? The first time you walked, did you just walk perfectly? I'm going to guess you answered no to all those questions, obviously, or maybe you did. Great, good for you. But what I'm trying to say is that you just gotta go and do it. And sometimes you might hear people say stuff like ready, or instead of ready, aim, fire, fire, aim, ready. Because fire, aim, ready, if you think about it too, it's just kind of like going, like, obviously we're not talking about shooting a gun here. We're talking about going with your passion, with your dreams, with like your destiny, um, with your mission, what you want to accomplish, your goals. Just making sure we're live here. Oh yeah, we're live. I do that from time to time just to make sure we're live. So yeah, when it comes to your goals, when it comes to what you're trying to pursue, you just gotta go and do it. Because our brains will often just keep telling ourselves that we gotta get this thing right, we gotta get this thing perfect. And over time, remember how a couple lives ago, if you listen to it, we're talking about try things twice. Try anything worth doing is worth doing twice. It's a good segue from that too. Because your first impression is like you got to be awesome at something, and you're not like accepting the fact that you're gonna suck at it at first, and that's why you need to try things more than once, but also you want to just like get things moving sometimes. You gotta beat that procrastination, and sometimes you just need to get used to being uncomfortable. That's the thing too, is like what you want for success, what you want to achieve, it's probably going to take a lot of being uncomfortable. Like, if you don't want to exercise and work out, maybe those are the times where you need to. If you don't want to eat healthy, maybe that's the time you need to. If you don't sleep too, it could be a lot of different things. So if you're going to try to write, like let's say you're going to try to write a book, stop thinking about writing a book. Start thinking about writing a page or two every day. try just starting with a page. You know, maybe you gotta write a lot of things before you can even get to the book. Maybe, you know, does somebody just pick up a guitar and then they come out with an album and it's a great album? Not really. Not as far as I can tell. They practiced, they played a lot, they formed a group, formed a band, and then they played some more, rehearsed, made some songs or whatever, and then they released an album. So before you go and release your album, before you go write your book, just write, just play. You know? And then in the process, stuff will just come together. And if it doesn't come together, then do something else. But just get things moving. I've had this problem myself. That's why I love this one. You know, maybe it could be building your first funnel. Maybe it could be building your website, your first funnel, anything like that. You're like, oh, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be just right. You know, you only have so many seconds or a split second of somebody's attention span. You better don't waste it. You know, like maybe you're afraid or not afraid, you're like reserved on sharing because you just don't have your funnel just right. I've been there too. Like you gotta just get things in motion. You just gotta get things moving. And over time, you can go back and tweak it. You can go back and change things a little bit. So just don't worry about making it perfect. That's where perfectionism, which is like kind of like making sure you get it just right. It's kind of like a disease. You don't want that. Good enough is good enough. I know Dan Kennedy used to say stuff like that too. Good enough is good enough. You got to know when to just say okay. Hey, Gary Halbert said, you don't have to get it right, you just have to get it moving. But you know what else he would say? And I know he's not the only one that said this, is that work to a timer. That's helped me a lot, working to a timer, because you got to do this. You might have to do this. You got to do this. You got to go over there. You got to go over here. You got to submit this. You got to make this. You got to have this done by this and such date, and all these things. And with the world we're living in now, we're so distracted with just the counterculture around whatever niche you're in too. Just social media, the endless scrolling, the all kinds of stuff. It can be very addicting. Even as a content creator, getting follows and getting likes and getting people to see your stuff can be just as addicting as the person that is like addicted to it, the content they're consuming. It's a weird paradox, I guess you can say. But so you don't want to get too caught up in that. You just want to make sure that you're keeping your word to yourself and set goals that are realistic, ones that you can achieve, and set a lot of them. Set a lot of them. Make what you're doing, all these things, like so easy, almost a kid can do it. And when you break it down like that and make things simple and don't try to multitask and rush through it all and work to a timer, you'll just get more done because you broke it down in small, manageable chunks. So that's something you're just going to want to carry with you when you're moving. You know, and another thing too, I know we're talking a lot about Gary Halbert today. He would say something along the lines of movement will always produce more results than meditation. So moving is going to produce more results than just meditating and thinking about it. And there is a lot to gain by meditating and thinking about things and being mindful about things. 100%. But you need to make sure you find a balance with that, because it's very easy to just get stuck in the procrastination station, I like to call it. Some people might call it decision fatigue. And the only way to break out of that is you just gotta go and move with it. Avoid procrastinating and contemplating as much as possible. Just go do something else. If you're on the fence about something, the best thing to do is just go do something. Just go do something else. It doesn't matter what it is. Just go do something else, because then maybe it'll come back to you and it'll make more sense later on. And if it doesn't, then there's so much more that you can do and put your energy towards. You don't need to you don't need to beat a dead horse. You don't need to keep doing something over and over again and not getting any results or that you want. So, but the only way you're going to get to that point is if you just start moving. So just start moving on whatever it is you're doing, and then also pay attention to what does, like, that voice that is like keeping you back and stuff like that too. It is important to listen to that and realize it too. It doesn't mean you need to follow that. It just means, like, pay attention to that. So that's all I really have to say today. Just get it going. Just get it going, because later on you could fix your aim and be more ready and be more prepared. You know, instead of just trying to get yourself ready, making sure the aim is just right, and then shooting. Hey, if that's what you need to do, then do that. But most people, they can just start it. Just go out there. Just start doing it. Make mistakes. Be okay with failing, and then just fix yourself and make little tweaks and stuff like that along the way. And before you know it, maybe you'll gain a little skill and you'll get better at it and you'll be happy with it. But just don't try and make things perfect. There's no such thing. Just make things awesome. Stay awesome. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Peace.